Welcome back, everyone. This weird man named Dong-soo is about to fall victim to a group of ruthless organ traffickers after returning from his daily routine. Suddenly, a van approaches him, and a strange, sinister man jumps out of it, attacking him with an axe. Fortunately, Dong-soo manages to dodge the blow, but a big guy sneaks up from behind and strangles him until he loses consciousness. These thugs turn out to be members of an organ trafficking gang. They take Dong-soo to an insane old surgeon who plans to steal his organs. As the surgeon removes Dong-soo's eyes, something extraordinary happens. The eyes begin to move, watching the surgeon as if they could see him. Perplexed, the doctor turns the eyes away, only for them to turn back again, watching the doctor. Before he can process what's happening, his phone rings, distracting him. While the surgeon is on the call, Dong-soo's body begins to reassemble and heal itself. Despite missing his eyes, Dong-soo can still see through the detached eyes, which are placed on a tray. He retrieves one of his eyeballs and reattaches it. When the surgeon notices Dong-soo moving around, he panics and screams for help. Before anyone can respond, Dong-soo escapes through a window, leaving behind his second eyeball. Later, a mysterious figure is seen disposing of luggage. It's the surgeon. While enjoying a moment of peace, he suddenly hears a noise behind him and turns to see Dong-soo's dismembered body parts reanimating and following him. Terrified, however, it was just a nightmare. As he woke up in shock, he muttered the word. Curious about the legend, the surgeon searches the internet for more information. Meanwhile, a woman named Irang replies to his inquiry, claiming she's heard of the legend and is gathering stories about it for her web novel. She urges the doctor to share any details he has. One morning, people gather around a statue displayed on the street, taking pictures. Suddenly, blood begins dripping from the statue. Upon closer inspection, they realize it's not an artwork but a real human body. The police arrive and take the body away. Among the crowd is Dong-soo, now wearing an eye patch. At the forensics lab, an examiner shows the detectives a carved letter on the body. After careful analysis,
P인가? 아래쪽은 L 같은데요?
it turns out to be a combination of the letters P and L. Detective Choi, the lead investigator, speculates that the killer signed the body considering it as his art, mimicking how real artists sign their work. Dong-soo takes up playing the guitar as a hobby, posting videos online while concealing his face and identity. One night, while playing, he suddenly feels an itch in his detached eye. Without warning, he begins seeing visions of another place, as if he's been transported there. Unable to comprehend what he's seeing, he covers his other eye with his hand. In his vision, he sees a hand on a keyboard and an astrology chart on a screen. On the chart is a zodiac sign resembling the combined letters P and L. As the vision fades, Dong-soo realizes that the eye he left with the surgeon has been implanted in someone else. Another case of human statues are reported to the police, and an investigation team led by Detective Choi is formed. Despite their efforts, the team finds no clues, as the psychopath behind the killings is exceptionally clever and experienced. The next morning, Dong-soo returns to his normal daily routine, working in a junkyard. His boss, an elderly man, is being harassed by 3 rude students. Dong-soo steps in to help the old man. As he takes him away, the students demand compensation, claiming the old man hit them. When the elderly man leaves to call the police, a fight breaks out, and Dong-soo was beaten up badly. One of the students pulls out a knife and threatens Dong-soo. Unfazed by their bullying, Dong-soo stands his ground. The student slashes at him, cutting off his ear, revealing his detached eye. Dong-soo picks up his severed ear and tells the students to stop. Terrified by the sight of Dong-soo holding his ear and his detached eye, the students run away, calling him a monster. This incident triggers memories from Dong-soo's past, when he fell from a high tree as a child. His body miraculously healed itself, and the other kids, who witnessed the event, began calling him a monster. He has hated being called that. To avoid being called a monster any longer, Dong-soo decides to reclaim his eye. He returns to the organ trafficker's territory, knowing that his eye might still be there. When he arrives, one of the gang leaders, Eun-pyo, spots him and orders his men to capture him. However, Dong-soo manages to escape through a series of alleyways. Irang, who has been monitoring the gang's movements, also notices the chase. Dong-soo is eventually cornered in a dead-end alley, but unexpectedly, Irang appears, showing him an alternate route, which leads to another dead end. She reaches it before Dong-soo can. Scared, Dong-soo asks if she is working with the traffickers, but Irang has her own motives. She suddenly cuts his leg, claiming she needs to confirm something, and watches in fascination as his wound heals itself. When the traffickers approach, Irang throws Dong-soo down the road, knowing he will be fine. Dong-soo quickly gets up and runs away. Elsewhere, a van is headed to a specified location. Inside the van is the lifeless body of a little boy who is going to be the next display statue. We then see a figure flipping through an album filled with several drawings. He's Oh Jin-seop, the psychopath who kills people for fun and displays their bodies as his artwork, terrorizing the city with his lethal art. His latest victim is the innocent child. The detectives arrive at the scene. Detective Choi soon finds the same signature carved on the statue as before. Dong-soo's connection to his other eye happens again, but this time, he manages to hold onto something relevant. He sees an album with several eerie drawings that resemble the ongoing art displays. He also notices the letters P and L on one of the pages. After his research, he realizes that his eye is in the head of the serial killer terrorizing the city. Later, at Jin-seop's workplace, he is about to leave with his colleague, Sun-hee, who has a crush on him. As they walk together, Sun-hee hums a trending song by Dong-soo. Suddenly, Jin-seop starts feeling pain in his eye, and at the same time, Dong-soo, working at the junkyard, experiences the same discomfort. Dong-soo's vision connects with his other eye, and he sees the face of a woman, Sun-hee, and a popular structure in the city. It becomes clear that Jin-seop has Dong-soo's other eye, which reacts to the song, though the connection is not yet fully understood by them. Dong-soo rushes to the structure he saw in his vision, hoping to find Jin-seop. Meanwhile, Sun-hee and her friend Ji-young are passing by. At that moment, Dong-soo had removed his eye patch, revealing his detached eye. The two friends are terrified and run away. Dong-soo tries to ask Sun-hee about Jin-seop, but she is too frightened by his unsettling appearance to respond, and they left. Later, during the company lunch break, the narcissist Jin-seop is accompanied by his colleagues in a restaurant. Later, one of the customers' phones rang, playing Dong-soo's song as the ringtone. This caused Jin-seop pain in his eye, as well as in Dong-soo's, allowing Dong-soo to connect to Jin-seop's vision, seeing Sun-hee's face again. Dong-soo rushes to the location and unknowingly bumps into Jin-seop, the very person he's been searching for. As Dong-soo enters the store, he tries to talk to Sun-hee, asking her about the man who was sitting across from her. However, everyone assumes that Dong-soo is a stalker. One of her colleagues, named Myung-hun, notices Sun-hee trembling in Dong-soo's presence and asks him to leave. Later that night, while Jin-seop is working on his art, he is interrupted by the doorbell. It's Sun-hee, who has come to visit him. Unaware that she is stepping into a lion's den, he honored her visit and invited her to come in, and they spend the night together. At midnight, Sun-hee wakes up and goes to the freezer to get some water, noticing how meticulously organized everything is, which piques her curiosity. She starts wandering around and eventually finds Jin-seop's private library. She stumbles upon his notebook, filled with drawings of the recent lethal sculptures. Horrified, that same night, Dong-soo is still trying to understand why he sees these random visions. He jumps on his laptop to do some research about the serial killings. A notification pops up on his laptop screen, resembling the chart he saw in his vision. Summing it up, he visits an astrologer to inquire about a specific symbol resembling the letters P and L, which he recalled seeing in Jin-seop's drawings. The astrologer explains that the sign represents Pluto. As Dong-soo asks more questions, the astrologer dives deeper into her system, revealing another sign close to Pluto, Venus. The astrologer explains that the dates when Pluto and Venus make a conjunction are significant. She mentions that Venus symbolizes beauty and art, while Pluto symbolizes destruction and regeneration. The astrologer's explanation reveals the full extent of Jin-seop's plans. The next day, as Sun-hee is on a bus heading to work, she sees fourth update about the corpse art on the news. After confirming it on her phone, she recalls the drawings she saw in Jin-seop's notebook and realizes they match the corpse art. Upon arriving at work, Sun-hee confronts Jin-seop in a private conversation on the rooftop of the company, where Myung-hun is secretly hiding. However, he is immediately exposed when his phone starts ringing. Not wanting to be discovered, Jin Seop knocks Sun Hee unconscious and then attacks Myung-hun. Easily overpowering him, Jin Seop holds Myung-hun at the edge of the building. Suddenly, Sun Hee's phone rings, playing Dong-soo's song as her ringtone. As usual, Jin Seop's eye reacts to Dong-soo's voice, causing him pain, which Dong-soo also feels as discomfort. At that moment, Dong-soo is able to see Myung-hun struggling for his life against Jin Seop, but Jin Seop throws Myung-hun off the building and then gets rid of Sun Hee as well. Though Dong-soo witnesses the situation, he can't see the killer's face but manages to catch a glimpse of him holding out his coat. As Jin Seop plans to leave the area, Sun Hee's phone rings again, and Jin Seop's pain resumes but stops when the call ends. He realizes the song is the cause but still isn't aware that Dong-soo is connecting to his vision. Dong-soo sneaks into the company building, searching for a man with a coat he recognized from his visions. During his search, he spotted someone entering the restroom holding a coat that matched the one he had seen in his vision. Upon reaching the restroom, he mistakenly accuses another man of being the killer. Meanwhile, Jin Seop, who is hiding in the restroom, overhears Dong-soo's accusations. Dong-soo, realizing someone is in the restroom, he tries to open the door, but when no sound is made, he leaps onto the restroom structure. Jin Seop brings out his pin and stabs him with it. Shortly after, security guards arrive, arresting him for intruding, and pin Dong-soo to the ground, binding his hands. As they do, Dong-soo sees Jin Seop's shoe, recalling having seen it at the crime scene. He holds onto it, and Jin Seop notices Dong-soo's injured hand healing rapidly, bewildered. The guards take him away. Meanwhile, Irang sneaks into the building, uses tasers on the guards, and cuts the straps binding Dong-soo's wrists. Irang isn't careful at all, knowing Dong-soo will heal. The two of them go back to Dong-soo's place and take some time to talk. Irang seems to know a lot about the legendary Connects, which piques Dong-soo's curiosity. She claims she had witnessed a Connect in action when she was a child. She recounts how a truck was once speeding toward her, but a boy jumped in the way and pushed her aside. The boy was hit by the truck, and the driver, terrified, fled the scene, leaving no one else around. To her astonishment, the boy's body began to heal itself, and he got up, completely unscathed, and he ran away. Ever since, she's been researching these special people. She tells Dong-soo that he's not the only person with special abilities. There are others like him, and she plans to introduce him to some of them soon. For now, she advises him to wear sunglasses instead of an eye patch because the police are searching for a man with an eye patch. Afterward, the two of them head out to do some grocery shopping, but Dong-soo sees a wanted posters with his face everywhere, so they have to leave the store quickly. When Dong-soo returns to the junkyard, he hears his song playing on the radio, but it's being sung by another artist, a popular songwriter named Z. Surprisingly, Dong-soo doesn't seem to mind and even seems to like the new version. Later, Detective Choi, accompanied by Detective Park, wants to have a talk with Jin Seop. The questions Detective Choi asks are quite basic, but Jin Seop redirects them to Sun Hee's friend, Ji-young, who later interrupts the interrogation. When she crosses the line demarcating Jin Seop's desk, he becomes visibly annoyed and subtly shifts her back out of his space. Detective Choi observes this and later, on their way out, tells his colleagues how Jin Seop bared his teeth at someone trying to help him, suggesting that he is triggered by something different compared to ordinary people. That night, Jin Seop plays the trending song track to conduct some experiments, having noticed it causes his pain, as expected. The song triggers their connection, and both of them experience pain in their eyes. Jin Seop recognizes the singer's voice as Dong-soo and realizes that the song is the cause of his pain. He also understands that Dong-soo will be able to connect into his vision. Later, Jin Seop visits the producer who rearranged the song, and hope to find Dong-soo. However, the producer has no idea who is behind the song, as the artist chose to remain anonymous. Another murder occurs, involving the psychopath, and everyone rushes to the scene, including Dong-soo. Meanwhile, the organ traffickers spot him in the crowd and begin to follow him. As they start chasing him, the police notice the commotion and begin pursuing the traffickers. One of the gangsters catches up to Dong-soo, but this time, he dodges his blow and fights back. Just as he gains the upper hand, Eun Pyo, one of the gang leaders, sneaks up and cuts off Dong-soo's hand. As Eun Pyo picked up the hand, a tentacle suddenly emerged from the severed hand. and also Dong-Su's hand. The tentacle extended and reached Dong-Su's hand, and the severed hand reattached itself. At that moment, Irang appears from behind and uses a taser on the gangster. The two of them quickly flee the scene. Before parting ways, Irang exchanges contact information with Dong-Su. Back to Jin-Seop. Upon returning home from the song producer, Jin-Seop connects to Dong-Su through his vulnerable eye, and Dong-Su feels the connection. Dong-Su sees Jin-Seop drawing his picture in his album, and writes a note saying that he is coming for him. Flipping to the next page of the album, Jin-Seop reveals his plan to create another piece of deadly art, this time involving 3 little girls. He intentionally announces his plan to Dong-Su, stamping it with his signature, P and L. Dong-Su is terrified and feels obligated to help those girls survive. Later, Dong-Su walks by a street singer playing the song on a guitar, and his connection to Jin-Seop is triggered again. Dong-Su realizes that Jin-Seop is watching him from where he stands. The two of them lock eyes, but Jin-Seop quickly drives away. Dong-Su runs after him, but he's stopped by the police as he tries to jump onto the highway. Detective Choi takes Dong-Su to the station, where Detective Yeom questions him. Detective Yeom shows Dong-Su footage of him sneaking into the company building, appearing at the scene of the corpse art, and visiting the astrologer. His speculation aligns with the details of the corpse art incident, leading him to suspect that Dong-Su is the killer who carves the P and L symbol on his victims' bodies. Dong-Su denies everything Detective Yeom asks, which angers him. Detective Yeom tries to rough him up, then Dong-Su explains that he can see everything through his visions. The detectives don't believe him, and as Dong-Su continues to explain, Detective Yeom drags him to the wall, ready to hit him, but stops when Detective Choi intervenes, ordering Yeom to go outside. Detective Choi, partially believing Dong-Su, asks him which vision concerns him the most. Dong-Su reveals Jin-Seop's next deadly plan, sharing the details with the detectives. Choi then asks how Dong-Su is able to see these visions, but Dong-Su remains silent, looking around uneasily, indicating that he is uncomfortable with so many people listening. Detective Choi notices this and takes Dong-Su up to the roof for a private talk. There, Dong-Su reveals that he is special and demonstrates this by breaking his wrist to remove the handcuff, only to have his wrist immediately heal. However, Detective Choi receives a call from Detective Park, who informs him about a background check they conducted on Dong-Su, revealing that his fingerprints are not registered, and there is no legal evidence of his existence. Dong-Su urges Detective Choi to let him go to stop Jin-Seop, but Detective Choi refuses, insisting that it's the police's job to protect the citizens. Left with no choice, Dong-Su intends to break his other hand to remove the handcuff, prompting Detective Choi to aim his pistol at him. As a connect, Dong-Su is not afraid of the pistol, removes the handcuff, and jumps from the rooftop to the ground. His skull cracks open upon impact, but his body soon heals itself, and he runs away. Detective Choi tries to catch him, but Dong-Su is long gone. Elsewhere, Jin-Seop visits the deranged surgeon who operated on him. Before the doctor can finish his word, Jin-Seop attacks the doctor fiercely. The doctor, not wanting to die, pleads for his life. Soon, other members of the trafficking ring approach, forcing Jin-Seop to hide with the doctor, holding a surgical knife to his throat. Later, Jin-Seop takes the doctor to his lab, where the doctor tells him everything that happened, desperately begging for his life. The scene flashes back to 2 months ago, when Jin-Seop first visited the doctor with a stab wound. The doctor was initially confused and hesitant to help. However, Jin-Seop offered a substantial amount of money, convincing the doctor to proceed, but cautioned the doctor not to try anything dumb while he is out, because there is cancer all over his body, as his organ will be useless for him. Meanwhile, at that time, Dong-Su had been on the surgeon's table but managed to escape, leaving one of his eyes behind. The doctor then transplanted this eye into Jin-Seop. Back in the present, after Jin-Seop learns everything from the doctor, he chooses to kill him. Meanwhile, Irang grows worried when Dong-Su doesn't answer her calls. Believing he might have been captured by the traffickers, she decides to search for him. She follows one of the traffickers, a gang member named Woo Jin, but he soon realizes he is being tailed. Outsmarting her, Woo Jin sneaks up from behind and holds her at knife point, but he is no match for Irang. She beats him up, kills him, and then proceeds to find Dong-Su. She takes him to an abandoned theater that can serve as their temporary shelter. Additionally, she has something significant to show him. Using a knife, she cuts her body to demonstrate that her body heals just like Dong-Su's. She recounts the story of the truck accident, revealing that there was no boy who saved her. She was hit by the truck and survived after her body healed itself. The two of them cut their palms, and their bodies are naturally drawn together as they hold hands. They share their first kiss. Later that night, Dong-soo wakes up, experiencing another connection with Jin-seop, who ensures that Dong-soo sees his latest victim in his lab. The victim is none other than Z, the song producer. Jin-seop urges Dong-soo to come to his lab alone, providing a specific time and date. At the same time, Irang wakes up and sees on the security cameras that the gangsters are coming for them. Dong-soo also receives a video on his phone showing other members of the trafficking gang holding his old boss hostage. Dong-soo faces a difficult decision, whether to help Irang or save his old boss. Irang urges him to save his boss, assuring him that she can take care of herself. Dong-soo quickly arrives at the junkyard, but he is ambushed by two strong gangsters who hit him from behind and tie his hands with chains. However, Dong-soo decides to fight back. He leans against a piece of machinery and cuts the chains, injuring his hands in the process. But his hands heal quickly, and he begins to fight the gangsters. He manages to knock both of them unconscious. His old boss, terrified, calls him a monster, triggering unpleasant memories for Dong-soo. Despite this, Dong-soo chooses to save the old man, planning to take the gangster to the hospital. The old man chases after him, promising to keep his secret and urging him to leave, promising to take the gangster to the hospital. Back at the abandoned theater, Irang is surrounded by gangsters. The gang's second-in-command watches footage of their territory on a screen at Irang's house. Seeing her confidence, the enforcer, Eun Pyo, strikes her in the face with an axe. To their astonishment, her wound heals instantly, revealing that she is also one of the legendary Connects. She attacks the gangsters and escapes after killing a few of them. Irang then reunites with Dong-soo and tells him everything that happened. Dong-soo connects with Jin-seop again, who uses blood he coughed up earlier to write a message for him on a mirror, changing the location and time of their meeting. Dong-soo talks to Irang about the killer, explaining that Jin-seop is planning something big and that he is the only one who can stop him. Later that night, Dong-soo arrives at the new meeting point and sees Jin-seop getting out of his car in a biohazard protective suit. It turns out that Dong-soo has walked right into a trap. Jin-seop presses a button, releasing sleeping gas into the air. Dong-soo collapses, unable to stay awake. When Dong-soo wakes up, he finds himself tied up in the back of a van. Meanwhile, Jin-seop is lost in strange fantasies, imagining a conversation between himself and Dong-soo. In this hallucination, he shares his grand plan for the two of them to become one, emphasizing their unique connection through Dong-soo's eye. Jin-seop reveals his twisted intention to cut off Dong-soo's head and transplant it onto his own body, believing this will solidify their bond. Upon arriving at Jin-seop's lab, the killer elaborates on his plan and introduces Dong-soo to the already dead doctor who originally stole his eye. To demonstrate the horrifying extent of his intentions, Jin-seop brings in another prisoner, whom Dong-soo recognizes as producer Z, the artist who stole his song. Jin-seop decides to experiment the gruesome effects of their connection by cutting off two fingers, one from Dong-soo and one from producer Z. Normally, a severed finger wouldn't attach to a different body, but when Jin-seop brings Dong-soo's finger near Z's hand, it astonishingly reattaches itself. Similarly, Dong-soo's body absorbs Z's finger, further proving the unnatural connection between them. Another scene, Irang meets with another Connect named Gideon, a tall, horrible-looking guy. Recognizing that the best defense is a strong offense, Irang asks him to pack his things, ensuring to provide a decent place to sleep in rather than his present home, knowing they must eliminate anyone who tried to take advantage of their power, and that begins with the traffickers. With determination, Irang and Gideon boldly walk into the gangsters' den, initially met with mocking amusement by the thugs. However, the atmosphere quickly shifts when Irang and Gideon launch into action, systematically taking down the gangsters one by one. Gideon's immense strength allows him to overpower multiple opponents effortlessly, while Irang demonstrates her lethal knife skills, and they overcome their enemy. At Jin-seop lab, Dong-soo asks Jin-seop to spare Z's life, but Jin-seop will only agree if Dong-soo agreed with his terms by merging together. The two prisoners end up in a huge freezer. Dong-soo tries to talk to producer Z to keep him alive, but Z is struggling because his body can't withstand the extreme cold. After all, as Z dies, Dong-soo becomes infuriated and forces his hands to cut through the handcuffs, healing instantly. which Jin Seop sees through camera. While he's preparing for his deranged experiment, Dong-soo tries to break the freezer door but is unable to do so. Meanwhile, I-ring excuse Gideon as the latter explained he needed to take rest, and she began to search for Dong-soo. As she approaches Dong-soo's location, she is attacked by the villainous killer. Her hand is cut, but it heals immediately. They fight until the serial killer sends her flying into his lab, but he walks away after hearing sirens signaling the arrival of the police. I-ring finds the huge freezer and frees Dong-soo. At the same time, Detective Choi has pieced together the clues and arrives at the same building, looking for Jin Seop. Back in the lab, I-ring tells Dong-soo that she has to find her friend. However, Dong-soo also said he has to find Jin Seop and end this madness. Detective Choi comes face to face with Gideon and points his gun at him. Things get out of hand, and Detective Choi shoots at him. Surprisingly, Gideon heals quickly. I-ring finds them fighting and calms them down, explaining to Detective Choi that they are not his real enemies. They have been hunted by everyone they know for so long, and it has to stop. Elsewhere, Detective Yom is searching for Jin Seop. As he looks through the window, Jin Seop swiftly piercing through his throat and kills him, as Dong-soo is also looking for him. The Connect grabs an axe and finally confronts the killer. Jin Seop tries a few dirty tricks, like singing Dong-soo's song to confuse his vision through their connection. He also uses a pistol he grabbed from Detective Yom to keep Dong-soo at bay as the young man rushes toward him. Although Dong-soo is shot several times, even in the head, he is able to recover. Dong-soo approaches the killer, grabs him by the throat, and lifts him into the air. It's time for Dong-soo to reclaim his eye. Once he gets his eye back, Dong-soo starts beating Jin Seop. Just as he is about to finish him with a long knife, Detective Choi holds his hand and asks him not to do it, as it would make him a killer. Choi also warns that he would have to arrest Dong-soo if he becomes a murderer. However, the two of them are apprehended by a squadron of armed helicopters aiming at them. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, drop a comment, and don't forget to subscribe to support our channel. See you in the next video.